love. This is our family too. We are family. Come on, put those hands together. We are family. Now, I don't own the rights to this music. Yes. Come on, welcome to Freedom Friday. Woo! Make some noise because it's dance time. Please say hi, like, comment, share. Tell us where you're from. Woo! Yeah. All right. Welcome to Be Nice. My name is Dana Williams Taylor. I am your host. Please like, comment, and share, and tell us where you're from. Please give StreamYard permission to show us your name by clicking on the link in the description box above so that we can give you a shout out. Again, my name is Dana Williams Taylor, and this is the month of June is Family Month, and we're going to be talking about families all this month. Be nice. Again, welcome to Be Nice. You're saying, what is Be Nice? Well, I'm glad you asked. Be nice is just the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We do random acts of kindness, and on Be Nice, it's not just a brand, but it's a lifestyle. Also, we laugh, we pray, we sing, we dance, we encourage, we strengthen one another. We let you know we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. We have a phenomenal person here today, a guest who is my favorite. She is a wife. She is a mother. She is an entrepreneur. She wears so many hats. I need some of them hats that she's wearing. And I want to welcome my guest, Carlena Williams. Hey, welcome, Carlena.
Hey. Hey.
Hi, welcome to Be Nice. How are you today?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. Welcome to Freedom Friday. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Hey. Can you tell us about you? Tell us about what you're doing, who you are, everything about you. Everybody come on, let's give her a warm welcome and some applause and send her hearts. Let's say hi to her.
Hey, everybody. Well, I am Carlena Williams. I am a wife, a mom, more importantly, woman of God, but also an entrepreneur, a daughter, friend, sister, cousin. I don't know. I'm just me.
Well, awesome. Got a little sound effects for you.
I love it.
Stacia say hi, Carlena.
Hey, Sage.
Denisha say hi, and you look cute.
Thank you, girl.
Hey. All right. Somebody type in welcome to Fun Friday, or I'll say Freedom Friday.
Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday.
All right. We're going to ask Carlena some questions. Are you ready, Carlena?
Yes, ma'am.
But before you start, I'm sorry. She said, hi, Carlena. This is Britt. Brittany said,
Hey,
hi, Carlena.
hey, girl, where my babies at?
And before you start, Carlena, you have a lot of businesses, and I would like for our viewers to know where they can connect with you. Tell us, and Miss Jody said, welcome.
Hey, Miss Jody. Hey. Arthur's watching too then.
And hi, Stephanie. This is my oldest sister. Her name is Stephanie. Love the energy. Thank you. Okay. And all right. And I want to just say something before we start, Carlene, if you don't mind. On I think it was Tuesday. I did an interview with I just have to start over, and because in all that get an understanding, I don't want to offend anyone. So I just want to go in and say, first of all, I have 5 sisters. I have my oldest sister, her name is Stephanie. then I have then Francis, then Twiggy. It's five girls and five boys. And I said eight because my mother has eight, but we have like a big family, like a blended family. So I do apologize. I didn't mean to offend anyone, but I have five sisters. And I just wanted just to clear that up. Five sisters, well, four now because our baby sister has passed away. So if I offended anyone, I do apologize. I didn't mean any harm. Okay. So thank you all. Okay. All right. And so thanks, Carlena, for allowing me to put that in there before I start. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Girl,
So.
this your show. What you talking about? You ain't gotta apologize.
Okay. All right, Carlena. So again, we are talking about the family. And I wanted to know, define family and what it means to you.
Well, family. For me, family is everything. Family is forever. Family is, I mean, it encompasses so much. I mean, love, patience, good Lord. It's a commitment. It's a sacrifice. There's pain, there's joy. I mean, for me, family encompasses so much, but overall, family is forever because no matter what, um, that's who God placed you with. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't mean that it necessarily has to be um a bloodline. It could just be those that you have such a strong bond with that have committed to you, who love you and you love them. You guys are ride or die for each other. That's my definition of family. And family is everything. Family is everything because I mean, sometimes people think that because that's your blood, that's what entitles them to be family. Don't get me wrong, and nothing wrong with that. But then you have those individuals in your life who you know took on a role, even though it may not be a bloodline, but they took on a
Exactly.
role in your life and they were there for you. They're still there for you. They love you. They treat you as your own. I had the pleasure and the honor of having two dads. I knew my biological dad, but I grew up and was raised by my I don't call him a stepdad, my other dad, who was there from day one. And he has done so much for me. He's been such an intricate part of my life that and he didn't have to, you know what I mean? Like you have some people who come in your life who they're just there to be there. No, he is every bit of a father and then the definition of it. And so family is it's a strong commitment and it's love and it is forever.
Yes, and I understand, and I'm glad that you spoke in that moment because that's how my family is. Like my dad have 10, but with my mom he has 8. And when I was talking, I said about 8 children instead of 10. And so I just have to be, and like you said, they have two, one, a father and a stepfather, and it's not to negate or disrespect anyone. It's just that that's what I was brought up. And I think that I'm glad that you said that because it doesn't mean that, and then like you said about the bloodline, it doesn't mean that. And even all the Bible speaks of it. The one that do the work of my father is my family. And so the ones that, you could go to church with them or you can, as you, the same belief, the same faith, then you're walking in one. So that can be your, and like you said, you can go to school with someone and that's like a family to you, or like you said, brought up. So I'm glad that you touched those points. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Carlene.
Yes, ma'am.
That is all right. And the next question is, what are some of your favorite family memories?
Oh my gosh. I don't think we have I have a lot of family memories. I was raised the only child, although um I have
How
siblings.
was that with the only child?
I hated it. I
Did
hated
you?
I oh my gosh, I hate it because you get lonely. So you resort to talking to your pets, playing with your baby dolls, talking to them like they're another person because it's
Yeah.
just you. And so your mom and your dad is only gonna do so much with you before they're like, okay, go on from. So I didn't like it. I wanted my parents to either adopt or have another baby, but my mom couldn't. So
Yeah.
it was what it was. I had older siblings.
Mhm.
My dad that raised me had uh 4 older boys. I only knew 2.
Did you freeze up on us? We do apologize. I don't know if she got. She's frozen up on us. She froze up. So please stand by. Thank you for your patience. We still are family. Woohoo. Let's get some music. There you go.
Oh,
You
there we go.
back?
I'm sorry. I don't know what
That's
happened.
okay.
Yes,
That's okay.
that bootleg.
It's called technology.
It's called bootleg AT&T.
And that
I'm,
too.
but I don't know what I was. Oh yeah, I only knew four of my older. I only knew two of my brothers on my dad that raised me side, and my biological dad. He had three other ones, but we had different moms. So the only time I seen them, well, shucks, the younger two, I didn't meet till pretty much meet them until I was grown. So
Okay.
it was me, my cat Precious, and the dogs and the bird that my parents had. It was us. That was it. And so I didn't like it. But in terms of my family memories, we had a lot of it. Although I was the only child, my parents were big on making sure that we did things. So we had a lot of family time. I mean, I remember we used to travel back and forth from Florida to Milwaukee and sometimes to Tennessee to visit family. We had this big old, it was a raggedy Monte Carlo. Oh my gosh. But we would drive that and my dad would be driving. And back then, you didn't have to wear no car, you didn't have to have no car seat. So I would be able to get the back seat. I'd still be up. My mom would be knocked out. My dad's driving and I would want to act like I was driving too. And back then, we didn't have them little toys like that. They didn't develop that till years later. So I would use his hats and act like I was driving with him and try to stay up with him and do it. It was just, I had so much fun with doing that. And I mean, it was silly stuff like that we would do. Me and my mom would have like little mini photo shoots. We would take pictures like model.
Oh, that's fun.
It was so much fun. We had like matching outfits and stuff. And my mom was just so gorgeous. I'm like, oh my gosh, I look like a goofball, but she looked gorgeous in pictures. And so we would do stuff like that. I mean, we would have little stuff at home, watch movies. My dad would make crab legs and make homemade shakes and stuff. And so we had I had a great childhood growing up. Like we had so much fun. We had so much fun together. Just the three of us. And then pets.
You know what, Carlena? I would have loved your life at that time because if you figure out we have is 10 of us, okay, and so now and then my daddy and mom, well, they're pastors.
Uh-huh.
So and then they have the church family in and it's just like the neighborhood. It was like our house never had like peace and quiet or one. I had to share everything, share bedrooms, not till you got grown. So to live in that world, I've never. And then when I started my own family, I said, I'm out here to tell everybody whoever say they just want one child. The one that say they want one child or no children, that's one have a lot of children. Because my mom said she didn't want any children, and she had 8. I said I only wanted one girl. I had 5 children. So I'm saying, so they don't. So now my oldest daughter, I think she was the only one that had one child. So I thought when I saw my granddaughter, yeah, now she's about to have another one. So, but for a while, I'm like, I don't even know how that life is. So
I
I'm
said
glad you talked her into it
yes, but then it backfired. So yeah,
too.
pregnant
So
with
yeah, Carlina, you only wanted one too?
I never planned any. When I played with my gals, and I was like, okay, I'll probably have one because when I was little, I had my kid sister, and her name was Tatiana, and that was okay. I have one kid, a daughter. Never intended to have 2, 3, 4, now 5. Yeah, no, never. That's my hubby who prayed for 5 kids. Yeah,
That's because he was an only child. You guys were both only children, so he wants a big family.
I see. Whew,
Or are we shooting for another one?
no, but every time I say that, another one comes. So I'm just gonna say, Lord, whatever your will be, but preferably no more. I'm too old. I'm not a spring,
No, let's remember Sarah. Let's remember Sarah.
but that was, times were so different. And when you have kids, you have some that's as active as my 3-year-old Carson. That's like 5 more
We
kids.
love Carson. We
Oh yeah,
love
I love her
Carson.
too. But she went, whoo, that baby right there. Lord have mercy.
Leave Carson alone.
I love my.
Carlena, be nice.
I'm being nice. Be nice.
Okay. Now, number three, what family values stuck with you growing up, or did you use the same values with your family?
Yes, I know one family value that my mom, it wasn't necessarily spoken, it was just more so an action. Um, she was big about us making sure that we went to church. My dad, he was not as active in church because he was raised Catholic and we weren't. And so, but me and my mom, she was really adamant about us going to church. Even times when she didn't go, she would still allow me to go with my friends and things like that. So that was one big thing that she did instill in me. And I still do that with my kids. Like we faithfully make sure that we're not just going, but a part of the ministry, active in the ministry. Um,
Okay.
another value was just that family is everything and that you stick together. Although I was the only child, my cousin was like my brother.
Mhm.
He and I were both the only children from our moms, and our moms were sisters. So it was like we had that ride or die relationship. Um, if you see that something was going down with your family, you ask questions later. You just jump in, do what you got to do. It was that kind of that kind of
Yes,
instilled in us
I
that
understand it. Coming from a big family,
right,
believe me,
yeah,
it's on. It's on. Just say the word. Just act
right,
like it, and they ready.
right or wrong. I don't care if they was wrong. Point blank, period. So
Yeah, my family was always ready. They stayed ready, so they didn't have to get ready. So
there,
trust and believe that.
yes, because my mom was real big. Like you let me find out that you let somebody hit you, or you let somebody hit your cousin, or some right in front of you, that I'm gonna fight you. And I was like, I ain't
Right,
got
you better
time.
not come home.
Right. I was like, Diane little, but I don't want Diane to get at me. So I knew off top. She was just, she was just big about family. My mom was really, really big about family, and she was really
Mhm.
big about knowing your family and having a relationship with your family, and
Yeah,
nobody comes in between that. You stick together. My dad was big on just, you can't change people, accept people for who they are. So
yeah,
I continue to believe that as I get older, and I teach my children the same thing, that when a person shows you who they are, believe them
exactly.
and go from there. And then just right is right and wrong is wrong. And so
Mhm.
stick to what you believe.
Awesome. That's and I too agree with you about family. I am so that's what I instill. That's what I instilled in my children too. Love, prayer, forgiveness, and stick together. No matter what, stick together, real close. And I thank God, even though they're older now, they still close. They still have family gatherings. They still talk to each other. They still group text. So that's a blessing. And then whenever they come together, and I tell them they won't understand this, and maybe I don't know if you've been there yet, Carlena, but they won't understand it. Like to get all your children, and maybe Miss Jody understand that when they're under one roof, it's just such a wonderful feeling. And I always cry when they're always together. And they're like, here they go. And they'll do a countdown. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and they know I'm going to cry. But I said, you don't understand that because, there was a time where they write you and tell you, I love you and I love you. And I'm telling parents to this day, you enjoy those rights, those I love you letters, because when they grow up, sometimes you don't hear it as much as you did when they were smaller. So for them to say it and then call you, and you don't get those calls like you used to, you just really really cherish those moments. I call them Kodak moments. So I think I had one of the little family moments right then. But I thank you for
That's okay.
that.
That's okay.
um,
You're right,
and
because
what
my
advice?
15.
Okay, say that again.
Oh no, I was just say my two oldest ones, they're at that age now where it's like you got to fight to get hugs and kisses. I'm like, really? Wow. Okay. Thanks. But
Right. Do you get them when they 5 and 6? I don't know. It depends on if they, because I know when I went to one of my kids' school, long as I showed them, if not in front of anyone, but like they were 6 or 7, and I kissed them, like, Ma, you can't kiss me. One of the boys, of course, you can't kiss
oh
me
yeah,
in front of the, you know what I'm saying? So you couldn't kiss him. So I don't know. So I had to make sure I kissed him either before we got in school or before we got out the car. So it's just like they'll see. They'll
Right.
have those stories, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, really? So, what advice would you give to someone who desires to have a successful family in today's society?
Um, I would say first and foremost, be their parent, not their friend. Um, I love my kids and I want them to feel comfortable with me and I want them to feel comfortable enough to come to me and talk to me about things.
Hmm.
Not important, but I want them to understand that there's a difference between me being your mom and me being your friend. Um,
Right,
friend, because you're not gonna disrespect me, you're not gonna talk to me like you talk to your friends. Um,
right,
you're not gonna do anything, just anything and everything in front of me. But also make sure that you're raising your kids. We have to be careful. Times have changed so much where,
mhm,
it used to it used to be a community raising your children. Now
exactly,
you have to be careful because the community is crazy. The community is promoting all kind of stuff that you may not agree with, like,
exactly,
in church. And I want them to, continue in that lifestyle. But it's hard to really, what's the word I'm looking for? Not It's not hard to teach it. It's hard to be able to help them maintain those values and morals
mhm,
because as soon as you turn on the TV, you got so much stuff going on, and it's like social media is trying to raise your kids. So
exactly,
for me, it's tough. Parenting now to me is a little tougher than what it was back when I was growing up. But with
absolutely,
we can do all things. And so I just, I pray for my kids. I pray with my kids daily. I make sure that I'm honest with my kids and I tell them the truth. I don't beat around the bush with them. My husband and I both, like, we're both real straightforward with our kids. We talk to them about the different issues in society now. We talk about, anywhere from homosexuality to, of course, unfortunately, we know they're going to get to that age where they're talking about sex and things of that nature. So
exactly,
we have to have those conversations as well. It's just the times we live in, that's just what it is. And so my two main pieces of advice would be a parent first. Make sure you're being a parent,
yeah,
and make sure you're raising your kids, and be honest
mhm,
to them. Just be honest with them, because if you don't teach them, trust and believe they're going to learn it from somebody, whether it's at school, whether it's on social media, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on TV, because they don't filter things anymore. Anything.
exactly.
So, I mean, I, I'd rather you hear it from me than you get false information or misleading information out there in the world.
Exactly. And I too agree with you because when we were growing up, period, it was love, prayer, forgive. But when I went out in the world, it was totally different.
Oh yeah.
It was totally different. So where mama's saying love and pray and share and this greed, jealousy, envy, strife,
Yep.
backbiting, I'm talking about it's really, and it's like you still have to have them, you have to still instill that no matter what they do. And I know it's hard, but they saying that peer pressure. And it's like you said, I would say, like you said, don't be your parent. We're not buddies. We're not best friends, like you said. But
Right.
I also say to the parents too, listen to your children too.
Absolutely.
Listen to them. And then all teachers don't have I'm just saying, I'm not saying all teachers are bad, but my experience, some of my kids teachers wasn't doing what they said they was doing, and
Mm,
they wasn't, you know what I'm saying. And sometimes with our African American race, sometimes it's different. They're not, because I've learned, they have a lot of energy. Their metabolism is going strong, they got that energy. And it's not, we don't want to put them on pills or Ritalin because they have a lot of energy. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just they have to go out and run. Don't be so quick to put your kids away. Listen to what they're saying.
right.
Sit down and listen to what they're saying, because a lot of times they don't want to tell you if they're getting bullied, but you should know the difference.
Right.
Like, my kid is acting wrong. So because if they tell you, then if you have that type of mom, I'm going up to your school, then that's going to embarrass them. You see what I'm saying? So we have to use wisdom, because then the suicide rate is on an all-time high. You
Yeah.
know, um, you trying to fit in. That's why it's really important to show our kids and let them know who they are and
Yeah.
whose they are. I mean, you have to instill it. because you can say to your child, you're this, you're that. But if it's a strong individual, their friends, they'll sway them some way different. That's why you got to keep them rooted, grounded in the word. So I say, listen to your children, and I say, keep them prayed up, because the Bible says if you train up a child in the way they should go, when they get older, they won't depart.
Absolutely.
So, but I thank you. Do anyone have any questions for Carlena?
And Dana, I also just want to say this. You're right. We do need to listen to our kids, because sometimes we get so caught up in life that we miss things, and we're
Mm-hmm.
too traditional. Like, well, that ain't what my mama did. But we have to
Mm-hmm.
also realize that, for me, I tell my kids, forget about pleasing everybody else. Be who you are.
Right.
I created you, because your calling on your life is not the calling on your friend's life. What God has for
Exactly.
you is for you, not necessarily for them. And people get jealous. People are
Oh yeah.
So you have to, don't worry about whatever who don't like you. It took me a long time to get to a place where, because I wanted people to like me, and so a couple of my children are kind of like that, where they want to be liked so much. But I'm like, bump them. If they don't like you, deuces, keep it moving. Whoever doesn't like you, they ain't got to like you. God,
Right.
and that's all that matters. Because if they ain't got a heaven and hell to put you in, I'm sorry to say it, they're a non-factor. We'll pray for them and keep it moving. And so it's, when it comes to that peer pressure, I just try to make sure that, like Pastor always say, well, who are your peers? You need to
Yeah.
read your peers in that aspect.
Yeah.
And so,
Right. It wouldn't be peer pressure if they wouldn't hang around the wrong peers. So they have to hang out the right peers. And the reason why I said that is because when I was going through a lot of things as a child, didn't know, like pulling out my hair, those voices I was hearing.
yeah.
And one day I know for a fact, like, because I would hear voices that tell me to pull my hair out.
Mhm.
But the voice would tell me, don't tell my mom. But at the time, as a child, you don't know that.
Right.
Okay. See, mama is to this day still a prayer warrior. But
Yes.
had my mother not been in tune to me and said, girl, go somewhere and sit down, these things could have tormented me.
Yep.
And so they were tormenting me. But when I told my mom, and she heard, she was on the phone. She was on the phone, and she said, she said, my child needs help. And she got off and she said, Dana, what's wrong? And I told her I couldn't tell her. And she was like, oh, yes, you can. And she was talking to that spirit at the time. But what, I don't know, 6, 7, or 8, I didn't know what she was doing. But God knew and the devil knew.
That's
And
right.
she began to rebuke him and tell him to get away. And she knew. So that's why I was saying, when your children are acting up, don't get me wrong, you got to know the difference between when they need a spanking. Well, I'm not gonna lie, we don't do spankings. When they need a whooping,
That's right.
or when they
Hell,
need a
kid.
timeout, or when they are just need, like, something ain't right, when you got to know those things though. And then you got to know, and that's another thing, because they can be bullied and they'll be like just rebelling. Because see, I was rebelling a lot, because I was already sexually molested. I got voices talking to me. Now I am in an LD class. Now I think I'm stupid. Now I'm getting, it's like it was just trauma after trauma, and I didn't know how to act it. I didn't know what was going on.
Didn't know how to
But
handle.
yeah, so it was a lot. So I'm just saying, when your children's going through something, or they're hearing stuff, or they're seeing stuff, or somebody's messing with them, you really want to keep those lines of communication open, because if somebody is messing with them and you always yelling or screaming, they're not going to come to you and tell you.
They sure won't.
So you want them to be open and really open to you. And if I could do some things a lot, because I used to yell at my children being a young mother, but I wanted to make sure they was respectful. And there's probably some ways I could have went about it, but I mean, they're okay now and they forgive me. That didn't abuse them, but I'm saying, as I look back, I think I could have done things different. So that's why I said with this, that's why I'm asking, what, advice would you give to someone who desires a successful family?
Yeah.
And I think one is just coming together, unity, whether you single, whether you married, whether you're a single father or a single mother, you can do it, because I raised 5 children or 6 children by myself for a long time. Was it easy? No. But I kept the faith. I was determined, and I didn't allow nothing or nobody to tell me, And so it could happen for you.
It sure can. You're absolutely right. You're right. It starts with us being an example. And,
Mm.
I'm sure I do a lot of things wrong. Um, just, because it's trial and error. I told my oldest the other day, she was like, Mama, you never used to let me. I said, honey, let me help you understand something. You were the first. You were like the test baby. I was just kind of learning as I go. Now I kind of feel, okay, that didn't work. So now, child is different. So you have to interact with them differently. They have different love languages. So, it, there's no perfect parent. And
It's not.
we do the
They
best
don't come. We don't come with instructions.
not
We
at
don't
all.
come with a manual. We come as we go. And I speak to all the parents too, that if you made a mistake or if you did something, get back up.
That's
Because
right.
you know what? You're gonna keep making mistakes because you're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? As long as you see you did it this way, and sometimes a child will fall, you can be right there by them. And
Hmm.
certain things they're just it's going to be just trial and error. So with the new parents that's coming up now, or just and the things that you did before, I used to feel guilty. Oh my God. But forgive yourself, let it go, because there's no condemnation. You know what I'm saying? God don't condemn us. We got to forgive ourselves and keep it moving. And as long as you'll get those people, even with our family, you might have wronged them, or you may apologize, and you may have, but what's our saying? I might have been where you said I've been. I might have done what you said I've done, but I'm not who you said I am today.
That's
And
right.
because we say that, we got to mean it. So I just, really thank you for coming out. And did you have anything else to say?
No, ma'am. Girl, talk all day. You know that. You know me.
Well, I thank you for joining my live. Also, Carlena, before we play the game,
Yeah.
well, we can do it after the game because I want you to make sure you stay connected with you
Okay.
and you show them some products. So somebody type in game time. Mm.
Time.
You ready for a game, Carlena? Game time, game time.
I'm not very good at them, but I'm gonna try.
Okay.
I always lose, except for Skippo, Denisha.
Okay. How many words can you find in the word family in 1 minute?
Whoo.
Okay, viewers out there, it's game time. That's right, Stacia said game time. So we're asking you, Unity. All right. We're asking you, how many words can you find in the word family in 1 minute? All right. You ready, Carlina? Let's go.
Oh gosh. Okay. Family doesn't count, right?
Right.
Uh, let's see
Go.
that.
60-minute timer, 60-second timer.
Oh, that's not a word. Uh, oh my gosh. I'm terrible.
Denisha says skipbo anytime, Carlina.
Oh, she says that, but then she just doesn't call me when they're playing. I'm just gonna pop up.
Yes, how about our viewers out there? How many words can you find in the word family in 1 minute? 39 seconds.
Oh man. Ooh,
23.
I don't even think that's a real word, but people say it. Oh wait, there's a word.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, put that pencil down, Carlina. What you got? How many you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But some of which, I mean, I kind of use some urban words, I guess. Let's see.
Okay, what you have?
I
I
have
have, I found, let's see, 20,
you
20,
cheated, Dana.
24.
No, you cheated because you already knew the game before we started this. All I have is male, am, fam, aim, lay, my. Mia, that's a name. Um, you know how they say MILF, MILF,
No.
May, and I. That's all I can think of.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, okay, let me show you what I have. Ready?
Oh man, I forgot about.
I have I
Uh,
am a ma lim yam may fay fall
well,
my
fall is with two L's.
no tea fall like the pot tea fall
I don't know if that count, Dana. Okay, okay. My fly.
fly
I forgot about those.
fly
Oh,
lay
got that one.
lima
Dang.
lima film
Ugh,
fail
I lost.
flay meal flimmy mail fled
Lad.
yeah yay if
Okay.
aim
Dang it. Well, you know what, Dana? Because I love you so much, and because I've been seeing all of the other lives and all the other lives, you've easy. So I felt that I had to come on here and have your back and let you win.
Oh, you're so sweet, Carlena. Look, okay, what? Someone Stacia said, "Am lay may fay liam yam." Shamika said, "Oh my God." Nisha said, "What? T-fall. Y'all
I agree.
making up."
I agree. I told you she was.
Okay, take T. Okay, take fall out. Okay, but I still got what 23.
No, you had a couple of them that weren't necessarily words. Some of them were.
Okay, which one? I missed all of them. Stacia said we making up words. What words are we making up, Stace?
I didn't make up any words.
Shamika said she missed everything.
Oh, I like this game. I'm gonna make my kids do that.
Okay. Laugh out loud. Yes, Nisha. Somebody say Dana is the winner.
That's
Everybody.
the
And
winner.
look, Carlena. Stacia said MILF is not a word.
Yes, it is. I see it on every movie almost. I've seen it on just so many times. It is a word. It's actually an acronym for a word, but nevertheless. And meal is not a word because meal is WILL.
Okay,
So
well, okay, so then that's 20. That's 22.
there was a few of them. There was a few of them
Okay, what?
back, but that's okay because I am
She
going.
said yes it is. What's yes it is, Shamika? Nisha said she had a question for Carlena.
Yes, ma'am.
Shamika laughing. Okay, Nisha, she said you can ask. She said yes, ma'am. What is the question? I don't know if she's typing. And Shamika, what do you say? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What? Yes, it is a word. MILF.
Mm-mm. He said. He said. MILF is a word.
Oh, she said.
I'll speak that into existence.
She
Milk.
said, "How do you juggle being a wife, a mother, and a mother of multiple children?"
I'm not gonna lie. I struggle because being raised the only child, I didn't really have an example that I seen that I watched. Even with my mom's siblings, she had three siblings. She had an older brother who I'm the oldest out of them, and so that was I couldn't watch that. Her two younger sisters, one had one child and the other has none. So it was like I really didn't have anybody around that I seen. But then I met Dana and I see how well Dana did it, and I was like, okay, but I still went
Oh,
at
thanks.
the time. I mean, literally, you were probably the first person that I met that I seen that had multiple children and made it look easy. And so And then I look at them now and they're all grown and I'm like, they have such great relationships with each other and stuff. And um, I've never seen them argue. My kids argue more than I've ever seen them. They've never argued. I've never seen them. And I'm like, she did such an amazing job. I'm like, if she can.
Thank you, Carlena.
But you're welcome. But it's a struggle. But I just thank God for it because I love my kids. I know half of my family look at me upside my head like, "Are you done yet?" Like they literally have asked me, "Are you yet? Are you finished? Are you going to get your tubes tied? What are you and Jody going to do?" Because on that side, we just no one really has that many kids. It's one, two, maybe three, if that. And so but I thank God for my babies. I mean, there's people out there who really wish they can have children and are trying or they've had
Yeah.
miscarriages or whatever, um and want to have kids. So I consider myself blessed. I've never had a miscarriage. I've never had a stillbirth. I've never had a child that was born with a disability, and I am so grateful. I am so appreciative that God blessed me with them and that he deemed me worthy enough to be their mom. And so I take it one day at a time and I enjoy it. Some days they work my last nerve,
Mm.
but I love them. I love all my babies, and they mean the world to me. I would go to war over those William kids up there in there.
Well, you do a wonderful job and you make it easy. And thank you for the compliment. But again, Carlene, it was. You know what? When you brought that to my attention, you was like, Dana, what did you do? Your kids do not. Denisha said, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
You said your kids don't argue, and you know what, Colleen? I never even looked at it like that. Now, as a child, they but older, when we come together, it's really fun. It's really heartwarming because they don't really argue. So I thank God for that. I didn't even really realize that. And we have and then another one was Shamika. Shamika at first had three, and I always say to Shamika, "You remember this, Shamika?" I
Oh,
always say, "Shamika,
yeah.
you might as well catch up with." I said, "You might as well catch up with me." And you're like, "Girl, no, girl, no." Shamika, how many kids you have? I just wanted to know.
I'm not.
Huh? How many? We can't hear you, Shamika. And
Yeah,
Carlena Stacia said, "How do you get through the rough times of motherhood and being a wife?"
I pray because I tell you, if I didn't, y'all would catch me on Snap. But I pray about it, and I take those moments where I just have to go be by myself and release, and then go back to work, go back to it. I mean, there's that it gets hard sometimes. It becomes a struggle. In the beginning, it was a little bit easier for me because I had my mom. But then as I got older, and my mom passed away, I had to put on my big girl panties and, do what I had to do. And so not that, my mom always had my kids like that. It was just a support thing as well. But, now that she's not here, I lean more to the Lord now, like, okay, Lord, I need your help. I need you to help me in this situation because I know that, there's going to be struggles with, I mean,
Yeah.
anytime you're dealing with people, there's going to be a struggle because people are different. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own thought process and things of that nature. So I take it one day at a time. I pray. I ask the Lord to lead me and guide me because, and I pray, my prayer is, Lord, please help me to be a better wife and a better mom, because I'm not perfect. I fall short. I mess up. I get irritated. I get frustrated just like anybody else. And so, but I thank God for my family. I thank God for my husband is amazing. I love him to pieces. We've come a long way. God has had to, really help us along the way. And but it's been worth it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's been a blessing. I mean, I met my husband when I was 17. We didn't get married until I was 20, but I've known him a long time. He always teases me and say, "Girl, I had you longer than your parents had you." So, you know,
Leave it to Jody. Jody always got something to say.
and I thank God for my family. My husband, my children. I wouldn't trade them for the world, and I even in the hard times, I wouldn't trade them for the world. Wouldn't trade them. I wouldn't trade them for the world. Ain't no man out there better. There's no children out there better. Although I love everybody's kids, but
Right.
I feel God blessed me with the best family for me.
Awesome. Well, I agree. I agree. And Shamika said, I lost connection for a moment. So sorry. Well, what we were saying, me and Carlena have no problem with rewinding what we said. We were talking about the kids. And so Carlena was saying about how I had five and she hadn't seen anyone with it. So I used to tease you. I said, remember this, Shamika? I used to tease you and be like, because at the time you only had three. And so I said, Shamika, why don't you catch up with me? You like, girl, no, no, we through. Me and Q through. So me and Carlena said, huh? How many you have, Shamika? We can't hear you.
All of a sudden, it was like more were coming. I was like, okay, okay.
Yeah, so we're trying to hear what you have to say. How many do you have? Do you still have three? Or do you have three? Do you have three? She said that is so true. She said five.
Five beautiful children.
Five beautiful, yeah.
Five.
That Alexis is I'm waiting to see her on Next Top Model. She's so beautiful.
She
You have
is
beautiful children.
gorgeous. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. I was like, that's little
Yes. Little Lexi. All your kids are absolutely beautiful. So just like their parents. So I just wanted to say, did you have anything else to say?
No, but I really, really thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure, but more so it's an honor. I appreciate you. And I love what you're doing.
Oh,
Amazing. I love it. You're right. It's a lifestyle. It motivates and encourages me to be nicer.
yes. And look, I love your shirt you have on. It's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Oh yes, Nisha said question for you both. Okay, yes, what is it? She said, and Shamika, likewise. And you've got one for Shamika too? Okay, what's the question? Having multiple children, do you have a favorite child?
No, no. I love all the
She said honestly.
honestly, I don't have a favorite because I love different things about each one of my children,
Mhm.
but they all get on my last nerve. Every last one of them. But I love each one of them. I love them all in their own special way. Like I can go on here forever talking about my babies. Like they each give me something different. They each add to my life so richly in different ways.
She
But
said be honest.
I don't have a favorite. I don't. I have different relationships with them. My kids had this conversation with me. They're like, Ma, you have to have a favorite. I'm like, I don't have a favorite. And right now, you guys are getting on my nerves asking me. But no, I really just don't have a favorite child. I love them all equally. Like they all have a certain part of my heart. So
And Shamika said actually she don't. And I don't either. I love all my children, and like you said, I love them all. I'll do what I won't do one for without. I'll do what I do for one. I'll do for all. I
right.
love my grand. Well, I think I have a favorite, and that's my grands. I really love those grands of
My favorites are is candy and ice.
mine. Yes, that's right, Shamika. Every one of them are different.
They are.
And she says I am so honest for real, y'all. They say you don't have to say their name. Y'all something else. Stacia answered too. Okay. Laugh out
So
loud.
favorite.
Yeah,
Mm,
who? Who's who favorite? Nisha?
Stacia.
Yes, Stacia, who's your favorite? Nisha, who's your favorite?
Is it Kaylin or Zizi?
Or is it Faith?
Oh, yeah.
Faithy Waity. Hey,
Well,
Faithy
I tell you this,
Waity.
I think Faith's favorite parent is Brandon.
She talking about, so okay, I accept your answers. I only have one child,
No, you have
Zizi.
three. You have Zizi. You have.
Stacia said, I do have a favorite. Who is your favorite, Stacia? Wow, what? Me, myself, and I. Ready,
I,
Stacia?
I'm with you on that. I like that stage. I like that.
Yeah, well, I don't have a favorite. Honestly, I really don't have a favorite. I'm like with Carlena and Shamika. I really don't have a favorite. I love all my children, and I would do the same for all of them. So, Nisha said, "Faithy Waithy." Carlena, thank you so much for joining my live. And before you go, how can people connect with you?
Oh,
Because
awesome.
you have three business. So, and can you show us some of your products too? Okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
well, right now, me and my husband are in the process of launching our custom made jewelry. He is the designer and everything of it for prominent wristwear and accessories. And I'm actually rocking some of our jewelry, bracelets and all that good stuff. I
Pretty.
Yes. We're actually doing a vending event tomorrow. Matter of fact, we were preparing for that. But then I also sell $5 jewelry with paparazzi. She fancy. These will come in. At least I also, which I've been doing for years, I sell Mary Kay products. I just love the products, and so I've continued to do that. And so, if you need your lip gloss, I got you. Men, if you need beard oil, and if you have a hard time with having ashy hands, I got you covered, baby, with some hand cream. So
Well, we definitely need that.
so I am on Facebook. You can reach out to me, just inbox me, and I got you whatever it is that you need that you're looking for. I can, if I don't have it, I can steer you in the right direction, and get you what you need. Absolutely.
Let's give Carlina a hand grab. Okay, well, again, I want to thank Carlina for joining my live, coming on and being my guest. Didn't she do a phenomenal job? Let's throw her some hearts. Can be ashy in these streets.
Right, girl. You can't be asking in these streets, and you can't have crusty lips either, boo.
What you
Ah,
said?
you cannot.
All right. And thank you again for joining my live. Remember, Be Nice is not just a brand, it's a type it in, everybody. What is it?
Ciao.
Now, whoever I want to thank my viewers from the bottom of my heart, the ones that like, comment, share, that's in hearts, that's in encouraging words. I really, really appreciate you all. I don't take it for granted. I think you rock. I want you all to continue to be nice because Be Nice is not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. I live it. I'm gonna sleep in it. I'm gonna eat it until it just, till it flows out of me. So I just want you all to know that on Tuesdays, I have a live at 5 o'clock, Triple T Tuesday. Um, and I have Triple T Tuesday, Tell the Truth Tuesday, and then Friday, Freedom Friday. And that's also at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks again for joining my live. And everybody say, be nice. Type in be nice. It's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. Now, Carlina, I didn't get a chance to see you dance, but we
Okay.
about to play Sister Sledge. We are family. Now we're gonna dance till it's time till it go off. It's a short song. Y'all ready out there? All right, everybody say dance time.
Dance time.
Okay.
Hey,
Break it down, Carlina.
hey, 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 hey.
Hey, you dancing, Shamika? You dancing, Carlina?
Yeah.
You dancing? Britt, I don't know if you're out there, but are you dancing? Are you dancing? That's right, Miss Jody. Be nice. Let me see you dance, Miss Jody.
I start dancing my way to the top.
We are family, y'all. Somebody said the Cabbage Patch and the electric slide. Robot. Everybody do the robot. The wave, Carlene.
I can't do the wave right. Oh, it's my,
Miss Jody, catch the wave. Catch the wave, Miss Jody.
uh-oh.
Please stay connected with Instagram and Twitter at Today Be Nice. Like us on Facebook at Be Nice Organization or at Today Be Nice. Come on, clap those hands. Ooh-wee. Caught it. All right, y'all catching it? Now check this out, Carlene.
Uh-oh. Okay. Hey.
She said Carson pushing it. Cha-cha now, y'all. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Cabbage Patch, Miss Jody. Come on. Let me see you do it, Miss Jody. Hey. What's this called, y'all?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
And this, Carlena.
Oh, yep, the mime. Oh yeah, you got it.
Okay, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Carlena. I love you.
Thank you. Love you too.
Goodbye. Thank you, Miss Jody and everybody for watching.